Good Sunday morning, Northeast Ohio, on this 23rd day of August. One virtual convention down, one to go. The Biden-Harris ticket accepting the Democratic nomination Thursday night in Delaware. The convention featured a mix of speakers, live and taped. Among those in the latter category, former Ohio Republican Governor John Kosich. He told me his was a message geared towards the moderates and independents who will likely decide this race.
America is at a crossroads.
Drawing on his familiar two-pass theme, former Ohio Governor John Kosich urging Republicans to put the republic first.
I'm proud of my Republican heritage, but what I have witnessed these past 4 years belies those principles.
I just think that the path we've been going down is not one that leads to any constructive solutions in our country to some of our big problems.
Kasich telling me feedback has been mostly positive.
It's good. I'm very pleased with how it went, and I'm very pleased with the people that I care about and their reaction to me. But, you just do your best job, and you don't sweat, how you're going to be graded or who's going to like it or who's not. I just hope people will listen to it.
Former Republican Governor Chris Christie, an early supporter of President Trump, though, immediately striking back.
He's a backstabber, and he's an untruthful guy.
The two used to be close.
Among all the governors, he's my best friend.
Did that sting coming from someone you used to call a friend?
No, not really. I mean, it's politics. It's the rough and tumble of all that stuff. I don't pay much attention.
A reminder of the old Harry Truman line, if you want a friend in Washington, get a dog. Well, tomorrow's a big day for Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose. He wants to get approval to pay for the return postage on all those absentee mail ballots that will soon be going out. He's got the money to spend. That's not the issue. Getting the permission to spend it is. When voters request absentee ballots, the cost of returning them has been, well, on the voter. Secretary of State Frank LaRose wants to change that. He wants to take money from the office's Business Service Division, about $3 million worth, and use it to pay for the postage. The decision, though, is not his alone. That's because in between budgets, this group, the state's controlling board, handles the purse strings, so any ask to spend money has to go through them. And technically, it is too late to get the request on the August 24th meeting agenda. That would mean putting it off until September 14th, 22 days before the ballots go out. I say technically because LaRose's office tells me they plan on making a day of request next week to be heard on the matter. But that's not a given, so he's asking for help.
Please consider calling your legislator. The ask is very simple. The ask is to talk to the Senate President and the House Speaker and to ask them to put our controlling board request on the agenda for Monday and to approve it.
In the meantime, because of the crunch that will be coming, the office is asking anyone who's going to vote early by mail to put in their request now so that the staff at your local Board of Elections has the time to pull the ballot and they're ready to be bulk shipped to you on October 6th when early voting begins. And as the old saying goes, forewarned is forearmed. If you're going to vote by mail, the way the mail has been moving lately, you want to make sure you get that application in as soon as possible. Well, every campaign has a war room. It's a room filled with maps and charts. Covering a campaign is no different. This is a binder of some of mine. I want to walk you through this page of scribblings. Ohio is home to 88 counties, yes, but there are 9 that both campaigns right now are looking at. They are called pivot counties. Ones that went for Barack Obama twice and then switched to Donald Trump. 8 of them, as you can see, are in the northern half of the state. Throughout the campaign, we've been taking the pulse in some of these counties. This morning, we head to Portage.
I would never vote for Joe Biden. Not for the fact that I don't like him or that any other reason, but his record.
For Trump voter Mark Smith, Joe Biden's support for legislation like the 1994 crime bill, which resulted in mass incarcerations of African Americans, can't be overlooked.
Even after the crime bill, even after all the bad education and prison records, we stayed Democrat.
In 2016, the lifelong Democrat crossed party lines and voted for Donald Trump, believing Trump's policies would benefit the county's 4.8% black population.
I was actually in line going to vote with my church, all Democrats, and I got out of line to go vote for Trump.
In a county with nearly 4,000 more registered Democrats than Republicans, Smith wasn't alone. Trump won the county by nearly 10 points after decisive victories here by President Barack Obama in 2008 and 2012. Portage County GOP Chair Amanda SUFFECOOL says she wouldn't be surprised if President Trump carried the county by an even larger margin in 2020.
Just looking at the energy, looking at the involvement, and when people say, well, I'm taking a sign and I want to take one for my cousin and my brother and my neighbor.
But just around the corner at Portage County Democratic headquarters, they say they're seeing real enthusiasm for former Vice President Joe Biden, and they're frequently running out of Biden yard signs.
There's a real sense of momentum in the community that people are ready for change. We've had a strong volunteer presence here in the office. We've been unable to keep the Biden signs here, which is really exciting for us.
Biden supporter Elizabeth Curtis says she feels that momentum in the county.
Biden will bring a sense of forward direction instead of backwards.
And the Democrats feel the White House response to COVID-19 will weigh heavy on area voters.
I know that Ohio State football might be happening this fall, if we hadn't responded as badly as we did.
But Curtis knows Trump has a loyal base and thinks the election in the county will be tight.
There are people who feel like Trump is doing the right thing for the country, and I think it's going to be 50-50.
And to that point, 2 years ago, Portage was one of 6 pivot counties that split their vote, going for Republican Mike DeWine for governor and Democrat Sherrod Brown for Senate. With Democracy 2020, I'm John Kosich. Enjoy your Sunday. Stay safe.